Dave Titley here, RV Weather, and what I wanted to do is show you some of the big improvements that we have just loaded up from WILMA. This is courtesy of my partners and software professionals at Metron Incorporated. We've just finished these. This is within the hour. And right now for this recording, it's Wednesday the 29th of May, mid-afternoon on the East Coast. So before we get to WILMA, I will show you just one thing we've also added on the homepage a couple of days ago. And that is pretty high up on the page here. We have this continuous loop running for just the first 36 hours of WILMA. So this is really as an introduction or tease, if you will, for somebody who is not familiar with WILMA. But if you're familiar with it, it's a good update for the very near term. Just, you can kind of quickly look where you are, what's coming for the next day and a half. It also does show the light green there. That is the areas of particularly nice weather, right? It's Goldilocks, not too hot, not too cold, not too windy. It's nice. And that's on there. Those light gray arrows show you where the wind direction is coming from. So you can put all that together and you would know whether you're in crosswinds or tailwinds or headwinds. So this is just running, and I just wanted to make you aware of that. But let me show you what's going on with WILMA. So we'll go to our members only. There we go. Click on WILMA. And you'll notice much is the same, but a couple things have changed. And one of the first things you might notice is the URL is actually much simpler now, and we just have current for the current forecast. We do get a time. You'll see a time here. So this shows 2 p.m. Eastern. As I said, it's about 20 of 4 right now when I'm recording this. So the data from the National Weather Service that we're using to calculate WILMA on is actually less than 2 hours old. Sometimes you may see that number creep up to 3.5 hours, but most of the time you're going to be using data that is somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5 hours old. So this is right where it should be. So, so it's just a good check for there. The other thing you might notice on the right-hand side is we have an additional icon that we didn't used to have. And if you click your mouse over it or roll over, it says View Impact Surface. And you may be thinking, well, I already am viewing the impact surface. Why would you want that? You click on it and it's the same thing. And the reason is when we come out with the beta for our SureRoute, our automated routing system, in a few weeks, you're going to see another icon right here, and it's going to be Manage My Trips. So if you've signed up for SureRoute, you'll get that icon. But if you're just looking to look at the impact surface, now we've got a place to go. Okay, so let me zoom into the U.S. here a little bit. And this is pretty similar to what you've seen before. One thing we have done that doesn't really show up right now, just because we don't have too much winter weather, is we've made snow, ice, and rain all consistent all 3 hours. You may know, especially if you've been watching this over the late winter and spring, we used to get sort of this stair step because the snow and ice were in every 6-hour increments and the precipitation was different, and you would sort of get this kind of weird stair stepping, and it wasn't always totally internally consistent. We fixed that now. So everything moves at 3 hours, and everything, right or wrong, but it is usually right. But it's consistent. It's consistent within itself. So you will see that, and especially as we go back into next fall and winter, you'll see that everything just kind of looks good. So here we are, and what we have up here is winds. What we do have a little snow in the Cascades, and then we've got rain and some thunderstorms down in Texas, some more rain in the Northeast. So one of the big things you'll notice is now if I go to rain, see what happened or what didn't happen? So I've zoomed in the map, and now you can go to these different parameters, and you don't go back out to that almost hemispheric level. So there's the rain. Let's see what the winds look like. There's winds. Here's the strong to severe thunderstorms. So you can kind of just go down through these. Is there any, really hot temperatures over 110? Not right now. They would show up in Texas if they were. And here's even the snow right up here in the northern Cascades and a little bit just north of Yellowstone. So this is like if you're, again, zoomed in to some place, let's say you're going to Yellowstone or Glacier or something like that, you know, you can see what's going on. This is high elevation snow. I wouldn't get too worried about it. Is any of it rain? Not really. What are the winds? There's a little winds up on the Rocky Mountain front, but the point is you don't have to keep zooming in and zooming out. So I hope everybody appreciates that. So let me go, though, back to more of a country level here. And I'm going to show you one last thing on this video, and that is what we've done with the thunderstorms. Whoops, it works better when I go to thunderstorms. There we are. And one thing you'll notice is compared to the older version that we were running, you know, the first 36 hours always kind of looked like Armageddon, no matter what it was. Now, we've had some pretty active weather the last few weeks, so sometimes that was absolutely justified. But unfortunately, we were kind of showing like really bad severe conditions, even when it wasn't that bad. So today, we certainly have, you know, some thunderstorms in or around, you know, I-10, I-45, Eastern Texas, Louisiana. There are the potential for some actually thunderstorms up here in Wyoming. The National Weather Service noticed this as well as we did, and even a little bit around the capital region. So we can move this through the first 36 hours, and then what you'll see is, you know, we used to get that big drop after 36. It almost looked like a different parameter. Now it's much, much more consistent. And the blue basically means, you know, yeah, you should pay attention. You can get some strong, even severe thunderstorms in blue, but really where you start getting the yellows and oranges and reds are the much more organized severe weather or potentials for severe weather. So here we are Saturday evening. So in the Central Plains, Nebraska, South Dakota, coming up this weekend. And again, a little more on Sunday as well. You can see getting up into the upper Midwest. So definitely something that we're going to have to pay attention to. And we're coming into June. So this is actually pretty typical that the heart of the severe weather starts moving north. I usually figure, you know, after mid-May, I-80, I-90, you got to pay attention to as much as you used to pay attention to, like I-70 and I-40. So here we go, but the point is we're still showing you severe weather and where it's going to be, but it's no longer covering the entire map like some days it felt like it did. So those are really the big changes. The zoom is a big change. This icon is kind of just a harbinger of things to come. The URL has been simplified. It's much, much easier now to see what the data time is to run it. And our thunderstorm algorithm has changed, as well as consistency within ice, rain, and snow. So those are the updates. Thanks for watching this. Please let me know if you have any questions. And otherwise, safe travels to all. Take care.